All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back here for another recap. So today we had HOLO. HOLO was the leading gapper this morning and made a very nice move here. So it closed yesterday about $1.50 pre-market. Here we opening up here at 380 and ripping all day long here. All the way up to a high in after hours of $51. This is crazy. It's been a while since I've seen something like this. Last time I seen something like this was probably back in VVOS, maybe CRBP, maybe. But yeah, HOLO. It's very nice to see. The classic recent reverse split and publishing news for a nice squeeze. Looks so somebody must have gotten squeezed, maybe a big bank or something that was holding shorts, and then probably a bunch of retail shorts getting squeezed as well, causing this huge move here up to 51 bucks. Today I am finishing green about 700 bucks. I was up about maybe 730 on the high. How do I feel about that? Yeah, I think it's a very decent day. You know, maybe a couple weeks ago, if I had this type of day, I'd be through the roof. But, you know, recently I feel like I can still push it even harder than what I've been doing. And there's a lot more left on the table that I can capture. A lot more left. I'm not even taking, I'm taking a sliver of the pie. The pie was huge on today, specifically today, the pie was huge. I took a little sliver. I really felt like I could have taken a lot more. But I was a little bit skeptical on the dips. I wasn't very trustworthy of the dips because every time we had a pullback, it was very nasty pullbacks. Very nasty pullbacks here, pre-markets. Very nice leg here, pulling back about maybe more than 50% of that move, more like 65% here of that move, ripping more, and then another huge drop here, 35, 40 cents. And then again here, another nasty drop here at the open. So, you know, after seeing this, it definitely put me a little bit more hesitant on the dips, so being a little bit skeptical. You know, I was actually on lower sides on the dips versus on higher sides at the highs, which usually I'm bigger size on the dips. But because this stock acted like this, I wanted to minimize my risk coming down. So I did keep my risk somewhat low on the dips. Some key areas that we could have traded better. Definitely here. I did have a nice dip here. I was, you know, I made about 10 cents on like 2,000 shares. I was trading about 2,000 shares at the high. So in this area, I was trading usually like right around like 2,000 shares, the highest. So anywhere between 500 and 2,000 shares, which is pretty decent. Maybe I just wasn't connecting as well as I wanted to. But yeah, here they had a beautiful red to green here. I wish I would have actually traded this a little bit better. I did have a small gain, but I did mistime this break of 4, and I got in at 4.13 and sold at 4, so I lost 14 cents there on pretty big size. So mistiming that break of 4, so, you know, giving back some profits there. So maybe I was up about like 150, 160 here right at the open. And then we curl up for the red to green, and I do yeah, I don't catch this full red to green here. I don't think I catch much of it. I think I got most some profit down here, and then once we gapped up like 40 cents, we just pushed 40 cents. I missed most of that into the halt. Then at the halt resumption, I did have a couple trades here on the dips. And then down here, this should have been way more aggressive down here. I can pull up my order just to show you guys. I know some of you guys like to see the order entries. But, you know, in some areas, trading some pretty decent size here at the open. So, you know, in some of these 1 minute candles, I'm turning 11,000, 4,000, 15,000 shares in some areas. And then on the red to green, you know, pushing 3,500, 4,500. 4,500, 1,700 in some areas as well. So The share size, I guess, wasn't much of the issue. I was just having trouble connecting, I guess, on some of these scalps. I did time one very nice breakout that we can review, which was right here. I timed this perfectly here for this break of 480 up through 5 and then break of $5, which had a nice 40-cent push. I got a nice 40-cent trade there on only 500 shares, but very nice trade. I can review some key areas here in the live video, and then we did have this nice consolidation. You know, beautiful, beautiful chart pattern here. Let's pull this up here. So your classic resistance level here, and then higher lows, and then curling into that squeeze. And beautiful breakout there, and I did mistime this one as well. I was just a second too late, and I got filled here at maybe 570, 580, and then selling at like 613. So I still did get like 30 cents of that move, but I definitely could have got like 60 or 70 cents if I did time that breakout perfectly, and that break of 550, which would be your high of day break corresponding with that psychological level, which would make that nice big explosive move, especially after this nice consolidation. So, you know, at this point, you know, maybe shorts are piling in here at the highs and then finally getting squeezed out. Then we have this nice run here. Here's your 1 minute bull flag after a fresh 5 minute breakout. The first 1 minute bull flag and the continuation move. This is usually a very good setup. The first breakout after a 5 minute. First 1 minute breakout after a 5 minute breakout. So here's your 5 minute breakout, which is, you know, if you look at your 5 minute time frame, yeah, down here. So more of like a 5 minute bull flag or ABCD pattern. And on the 1 minute, you get that 1 minute bull flag here. Then we break all the way back up here to $8. I did get kind of chopped around in here. I think I left it alone. At this point, I made most of my profits, and I think I left it alone here. I didn't trade any of this last leg here up to 975. But this one was a nice breakout here as well. A lot of opportunity today. Pretty much, I mean, in this area, once we started getting roll choppy like this, I did lose some profits off the high, very small amount of profits off the high, but you know, we did get very choppy up in this area. And this is mostly, you know, longs and shorts kind of just fighting at it. They were just fighting at it. You know, shorts are aggressive at the highs. You know, they're ready for this to go for the all-day fade, and this stock just did not want to fade. Every single time it had a false breakout of the highs, it would hold the dip. We were holding the dip all the way up, and that is a huge sign that there is still a lot of buying going on. So I was really I honestly was thought that this was going to be done too. I didn't think that it would do this, but yeah, I mean, you got all these false breakouts, and shorts are just accumulating position. They're accumulating their position. They're probably even adding higher. Maybe they have a starting position here right around 10, 980, and they're adding on these highs, looking for that all-day fader, and it just doesn't fade. It doesn't fade, and before you know it, woof, this thing absolutely just takes off from 11 bucks in 5 minutes up to $18.70. Wow. And then after hours, we rip up to 20. We dump down and we curl up and we rip again from 16 all the way up to $29. And then we rip again all the way up to 51 bucks. Now we're on a fade, but wow, like really good opportunity today. After this breakout, all this here after, let's say 11:15 was definitely a lot harder to capture, minus this huge surge. I'm not sure how this price action kind of went, but I wasn't watching this right before the close. But all this after 11:15, this was hard action. This is tough action here. Was not really my type of price action, so I'm gonna cut myself a break here after 9:15. But definitely all this here, this leg here was just so juicy. Like this was A plus trading right here from 9:30 to about 11:15. And this is where I made the bulk of my profit, but I just left so much on the table. I felt like I could really do bigger size. I could really do bigger size. Some key areas, some of these breakout spots, I mistimed this one, I mistimed that one. I didn't hold this dip long enough. I timed this one good. Off of this dip, I lacked conviction at the lows because of just how the stock moves. Like before, in this area, pre-market and right at the open, just the flushes were very strong. I did have lack of conviction on the lows, but this was a great dip here with that reclaim bottoming tail for the curl up and test to the highs. If I could have taken a position here, maybe even 1,000 shares and just hold from like 465 or 70 and hold even up to like $5, $5.10, that's a $300 or $400 trade there. And that's a pretty clean setup. This is a pretty clean setup right here. Not gonna lie. And then we have this breakout here. I could have timed this better. So, a lot of things I could have done better. And that does kind of, make me a little bit, frustrated. And then, adding, like trading these highs here, I could have got more aggressive. But at this point, I'm thinking about protecting profits, already getting out of that window of trading where I do best. So a lot of things are going through my head right now. And I really undercapitalize on this breakout here, and then I don't even trade this one. So there's an error there. Here's an error. There's a potential setup that I could have capitalized on. Here's another one. So that's 4 errors. There's five mess ups today that I really could have done better on, and that's definitely something I can review just through my film. But still up about 700. So still a decent day. I have to keep everything in perspective, because a month ago, if I had a $700 a day, I would be stoked. I would be super stoked, because that'd be the biggest day I've had in a long time. But with my recent performance, I know this is baseline stuff now. This is baseline. This is a normal green day. $600, $500, $700. $800. This is normal green day. This is what I've been seeing now regularly for the past couple of days, and I'm ready to jump it now even harder to the next level. And to get there, I'm going to need to put on some risk. I'm going to need to actually, put on even more risk than what I would just increased. And before, I was struggling to go past 1,000 shares. Now, I was trading this with 2,000 shares. So about $8,000 position size, which is great. Which is really great on an HOLO. If I can, bump that even up just a tad more, maybe 2,200 shares, 2,500 shares, then we're moving in the right direction. And essentially, the only limitation that I have right now that is limiting me from the potential profits, potential of more gains, is my own confidence level and my own sizing. The strategy works. The strategy has been proven to be consistent for the past 2 years. Past 2 years or more. It's been proven by me, tried and tested for 2 years every single day, and I am profitable over the long term. So the strategy is not the problem. Maybe sometimes I will have some problems with the execution part, but overall, I am profitable, and I need to trust that system. And at the end of the day, every single strategy does have red trades or red days, and you just got to accept that and push size anyways. You can't size down after one bad trade or one bad day, because you have to give yourself a solid sample size to determine whether or not if you're actually ruining this strategy by sizing up versus just having a unlucky streak. But yeah, I mean, looking to improve, looking to review. You know, even last week, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Last week that I could also review, and I think it's just going to come down to how much I'm willing to put on the line, how much I'm willing to buy. You know, 2,000 shares. You know, move it up. Either keeping it consistent, like sometimes on the dips I would drop it down to a 500 shares or 1,000 shares. You know, what if I just kept it at 2,000 shares, and then on the breakouts maybe doing 3,000 shares, and something like this. You know, that could definitely improve my performance. I don't think there would be a difference in the quality of fills or the time of getting filled by increasing it from 2,000 to 3,000. I wouldn't even think that my liquidity issue would even come into play until about 10,000 shares. So that's definitely not an issue that I have to worry about. So yeah, we can go through. Let's see here. So this is a juicy dip. I can review this dip here, and then the breakout for you guys. I was also a little bit when I was trading today. I was actually a little bit angry. Like I definitely felt a little anger. So maybe that has something to do with it. So we got this dip here after that fresh, you got that fresh red to green move, nice volume, halted up, squeezed after the halt resumption up to 492. Now we're on an extended pullback. So we're down about 80 cents off of the highs. So this is a juicy pullback coming into potential support, which would be that previous red to green move with topping out around $4 to 420 in this area. So we could be seeing some support there. I should be getting aggressive. 1,000 shares, decent share size. I could do a little bit more. I could do, see, for example, like what I was saying, like I could do 2,000 shares on this dip and I wouldn't see any difference in my strategy. I'm already getting filled a total. If you look here in my order entry, I'm already getting filled 100 shares down here. I mean 1,000 shares all in one. So the liquidity is good. If the liquidity is bad, you're going to see, you're getting filled 10 shares, 100 shares, 250 shares, 150 shares, 25 shares, 100 shares. And it's going to take like all of these fills just to complete your order. But when you see something like this, you're punching it for 1,000 shares and you're getting filled like that, liquidity is great. That's not going to be the issue. So I can totally do, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, maybe 5,000 and not having to worry about, getting filled instantly. But yeah, beautiful dip here. You're on that extended dip. You have that 9 EMA support as well coming in. So, kind of in at 417, just a little bit too high. I'm thinking maybe it can come down a little bit more. And then it finally pops up. So I do miss that. I think I did have a couple scalps in here. Yeah, so we're coming down here. I catch that dip there and then I sell. So that was a quick like 11 cents, but that was only 500 shares. So see, I'm leaving a lot of money on the table. Here's another 500 share trade from 15 to 21. And then I finally go for the 1,000 share here at 23 and out at 24. So that was a little less, but 3 decent scalp trades on that dip. If I do that on 2,000 shares each, that's 200. That's 320. That's $350 right there. $350. That's some nice gains right there. That's some nice gains. I can totally do it. There's nothing stopping me from doing that strategy-wise and liquidity-wise. There's nothing stopping me from doing that. I am the only one stopping me from doing that, which is even more aggravating. But coming down, and we already saw this. So we got that nice bounce there, beautiful bounce. And here we get, so this was a really good breakout too. It's a very tight flag and very aggressive breakout, but if you could have timed that maybe on small size right here, boom, right there, for that break of this previous candle. You know, that was definitely a decent trade. I do. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so we pull back. So I'm looking now for the push back. I'm seeing if it's going to push back to the high. So I'm getting in there. 460. Okay, out at 457. 457. Small scratch trade there. In at 467. Out at 472. So 5 cents there. Back in at 479. Out at 82. Back in at 97 for the break of the highs. And then, oh, looks like we took a 5-cent loss there. Then we pull back. Do I catch this dip? Yes, I catch the dip here at 479 out at 488. Nice 10-cent trade. And like what I was saying, like here I dropped my share size down to 500 shares. So, you know, again, this is the reason why I'm only up $700. So this is the reason why I'm only up $700, and I need to know this because, you know, I can't be hard on myself if I'm not in that position to, you know, make that 1K or 2K day. So, you know, it's pointless to beat yourself up to trying to get to that level if you're not putting share size to get to that level. Otherwise, like, it's not going to happen. So I have to remember that, you know, if I want to get to that level, you got to put the risk on to get to that level. And right now I'm not putting that risk on to get to that level. So I have to keep that in mind. And I timed this break of 5 perfectly here. In there at 493, okay, this time that one there, so scratch trade. Get back in there at 87, back out at 86, so scratch trade. Back in at 85, here's the push. In at 487, bids already at 530, bids at 540, and I'm out at 5. I'm out at 540. So that was a 55-cent trade. 55-cent trade on 500 shares. That is $275 right there. $275, and that puts me up about 700 on the day. So very nice trading up until this point. Again, like I said, there were some few areas I could have got a little bit more aggressive. Even on that breakout, could have gotten a little more aggressive. See, if I did that on 2,000 shares, if I did that on 2,000 shares, I'd be up. That would be a 1,100, right? 1,100? Yeah, $1,100 trade. That blows my mind because I could totally, there's nothing stopping me from doing that. There's nothing in the strategy, there's nothing in the stock that's limiting me from taking 2,000 shares on this beautiful setup. It's just me. It's just me that is holding myself back. But crazy, crazy move there. That would have been a 1K trade. 1K trade if I had 2K shares. Nice dip here, down here at 606. Scratch trade there out at 603. Let's see what we get after this. I forget. Oh yeah, here's this dip here, and then we get the curl. Now here's this. Yeah, so I mean we can review this, but I completely butched this one. So the entry is here over this pivot point. We have a pivot point here at maybe 520. And you want to time that. You want to take your starter, at least. You want to take your starter there, but I don't know what the heck I was doing. I took a pretty decent loss on this candle. I think that's maybe why I was a little spooked. But there, boom, I need to be in on break of 527, 528. Finally getting in at 532, 100 shares. Taking a scratch trade there, and at 30, waiting for this push. Are we going to actually push? This is what I'm thinking. Like, are we going to push? And we come back down. I'm getting out. Now I'm back in at 27. Now I'm at flat. So I'm like, this stock is just getting choppy. It's indecisive. And then we just jump from 540. Dang, man. You had to buy before. You had to buy. Boom, right there. That was it. You had to buy right here. That was a tough one because it literally just jumped. Like, you didn't have time. See, I put out the order. I'm getting filled at 567. And then I just sold at 614. So, you know, in the end of the day, you know, decent trade, only small share size, but actually that wasn't a terrible trade. That wasn't, oh no, it was 87, 587. Still, you know, 30 cents. It's okay trade there. And now it's like, holy crap, we're having that continuation move that we rarely get. You know, this stuff only happens in a hot market. Here's another 10-cent trade there. But look at here, I'm trading 300 shares. I'm trading 300 shares. Like, what am I doing here? I should be getting dialed in with 1K, 2K shares. If I want to have that multiple $1,000 day, I got to do it. Otherwise, I can't complain. I have no right to complain. Because this is decent trading here on these dips. That was another 8-cent scalp there. Here's a 4-cent scalp. So between that, you know, that was a 9 cents, 6 cents. So that's like 15 cents. Back in at 87, back out at 96. Like, this is awesome trading here. That was another 30 cents. That was another 30 cents on that dip. Another 30 cents on this accumulation of dip trades. So I can't complain. I mean, I did have some of my fair share of, you know, good trading today. I just have to dial in on more shares. The problem is after we get to the open and we have a long consolidation like this, or like I'm sitting on my hands for a while, I kind of like I kind of step back in my share size and mentally. So that's usually my problem. Like at the open, I'm like, all right, big size, let's go, 2,000 shares and no problem. And then once I start to sit on my hands, if I have to sit on my hands for like an hour, or like at least 45 minutes or an hour and not trade, I mentally kind of go back to like small share size, and I'm trying to protect whatever I already made. When, you know, when in fact, like, I should still be getting aggressive. So if I can mentally kind of adjust that, then, you know, I could totally trade the share size I did here, right here, and it would have been a really good day. But yeah, that's all I'm going to share here with the live recording. Very nice to see this HOLO all the way up to 51 bucks. It should be good for momentum. It should be decent for momentum. I want to see, a lot of people are comparing this with MLGO. Let me just take a look at this here. So MLGO had like a parabolic move too. No, this is nowhere near as huge as what we saw on HOLO. This is lower volume. Yeah, no. I do think that HOLO is not going to hold up these highs. I do think that we're going to fade pretty hard. Like, we're already fading hard, but tomorrow I think it might be worse. I don't think HOLO is going to be something that I'm going to want to focus on, but I do think that it's going to still fare well with momentum, overall momentum in the market. And I think that we could see some sympathy with maybe some new stocks with news tomorrow. And yeah, I think we can see another maybe multi-100% move. I don't know about 1,000% move again. I mean, this is 2,700%. Maybe I don't think that we're going to get another 2,000% move, but I think we can get, you know, another 200 or 300, 400% move tomorrow with some decent opportunity. You know, maybe we don't see this huge third, fourth leg on it, but maybe we see this nice, you know, rip at the open on something else. Maybe, you know, solid red to green move with a couple legs on it before fading. You know, that would be nice to see some solid action again tomorrow. But you kind of just have to take it as it comes. Yesterday was very slow. Today you kind of just had to flip it on a switch, like get aggressive when you see that move on HOLO. But that's it. That's it for today. I'm gonna get some rest and sit back down tomorrow, ready to do it again and ready to do it better. So, thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys did well today on HOLO. There's a lot to review, a lot to study. So, make sure you get your study time in and improve for the next trading day. All right, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.